Hello, everyone. We're here at the NCBFAA conference in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm here with the scholarship recipient, Robert Whitley. Hi, Robert. How are you today?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Great. Now, the scholarship was provided to you by Alba Alwilsap. Now, what made you want to get a scholarship, or what was your ideal situation in getting a scholarship?
Well, over the summer, I finished my BA. And just to let you know, I have been in the industry for 27 years,
And you're licensed customs broker.
licensed customs broker since 2001. I have Associates of Applied Science in International Business. But a few years ago, I said, well, I really do need to learn more about how the world works. I enrolled into an online university here in America called American Public University in international relations. I graduated over the summer, summa cum laude. And then I said, well, I need to expand my horizons here.
Right.
I really enjoy studying international relations because it connects people across borders. You know,
It does.
helps us to understand how the world works. And as customs brokers, freight forwarders, that's what we do. We
Mhm.
we are the glue that holds everything together in the world's
Right.
economy. Without us, there would be no global economy. University of Aberdeen, which is in Scotland, fifth oldest university in the English speaking world. I found out over the summer had decided to offer their international relations program online. And so I got some professors to give me good recommendations. And I submitted an essay along with my application, and I was accepted into the program. I'm the only American in the program, but it has been kind of a transition because in America we have one academic type of mindset. In the UK, it's a little bit more critical. You go to the scholarly works and you do critiques, and you have to take up a position and argue it.
Right.
And I feel like I have a good persuasive voice in my writing, like the essay that I did to win the scholarship.
So did you include that in the scholarship? Because I think that's an interesting standpoint that you have, is to learn more of a broad scope of what international trade truly means, not just in America, but what it means overseas, right? And how people interact differently in this industry.
hmm
Now, you obviously wrote an essay. Please let us know what was the essay about, or what made Alba Wheels All Wheels Up, choose you as the recipient. Obviously, you can't speak for them,
Uh,
but
okay.
what can you speak on your part?
Well, this year I looked on the NCBFAA website and I saw the topic AI. How can customs brokers use AI without running into problems with the regulation, 111 regulations? And this is something that's been dear to my heart for a very, very long time. And almost every broker that you can talk to, we have time constraints. We
Right.
have to clear shipments quickly, but the data that the government requires of us and the complexities of our customers' products make it very difficult to timely clear shipments.
Mhm.
And this is a struggle that all brokers have to deal with. We develop different business models to deal with that. But what I wanted to stress in the essay, and I laid it out, what our regulations are, the 1934 Customs Act, how that affects us, the Mod Act, how that affects us, and how can we use AI to streamline our operations, take care of our customers, and also to help us to understand our customers' needs, as well as stay within the government parameters.
Right.
And I'm hoping that as people read my essay, and that they will get inspired to maybe work with customs as an association to
Right.
make it easier for us to move into the 21st century and become more productive in our customs clearance processes.
Right. And I think that's great. And AI is such an important topic nowadays. Now, did you have to mention what you want to use the scholarship for, such as you doing this in Scotland?
Right. Well, the parameters of the scholarship was that anybody who is working in the industry,
Right.
and it's open to undergrads as well as graduate students. And like I said, I've been working in the industry for a long time. I feel like having a master's degree would actually help me to gain the reputation I need to become an industry leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why I wanted a degree. I have years and years of experience. I have worked on the Chicago Customs Brokers and Freight Forward Association board as a voting director from 2017 to 2019. I was a Regulatory Affairs Committee chair. I know how important it is for us to deal with the government data,
Yeah.
especially with the partner government agencies. So the essay, I looked at the rules. It allowed me to submit my essay, and I was surprised that I won. I mean, it is geared for younger
But
folks, but we're supposed to be lifelong leaders in our
right.
industry.
I think you're showcasing something very important, and that is the need of education while you're already in the field, right? We
Right,
always think that we need to educate ourselves to get into a field, but once you're in the field, it's so much more important to stay up to date and to educate yourself further, to stay within the times and to stay on top of your game, right?
right,
And
right.
it seems like that's what you're doing, and that's what the scholarship is for, to enhance your
Yes,
education.
right, right. And the reason I chose international relations is that it's a way to bridge our country with other countries,
Yeah.
and not just on the political national level, international
Right.
level, but also on a personal level. We have agents throughout the world. I work for a German company, Peter Whitwer. We have offices in Germany, China, and America. And to work cross border, to understand how other people think, to understand the political undercurrents, not just in America, but on a global scale,
Right.
helps us to be better professionals, helps us to understand and communicate with each other. Um, the whole industry, and it's a global industry, we all have to deal with our respective government's regulations. We have to work around them, or we have to find a way to influence our governments to change their policies or whatnot. But this is very, very important. And understanding how the world works, understanding how the UN, the World Customs Organization, the WTO, the World Trade Organization, um, how other countries perceive us as Americans, how we perceive the world, how our foreign policy affects our trade. All of these are so important. And as customs brokers, we actually have to be geopolitical analysts in order to really
Right.
effectively do our job.
Yeah.
Because the the old axiom, you know, uh, who who cares about the price in China? Well, we do care about the price of China, and we also care about a lot of other commodities
Hmm.
around the world because they all affect us. And
Yeah.
in order to be professionals on the top of our game, the top of our profession, we have to be able to understand all the nuances that go along in global trade, both in a financial manner and a cultural manner. And international
Right.
relations does that.
That's very greatly said. Well, I think you're very deserving of this
I
scholarship,
appreciate it.
and congratulations.
I,
And thank you to Alba All Wheels Up, right, for
exactly.
granting you this scholarship, and NCBFAA. And we're glad to have you here. I'm sure you're going to some of the sessions,
I'm
right?
going to all the sessions
Great.
because there's a lot of information here for our communities. Our brokerage community, our freight forwarding community, and I want to be able to bring this information back to my company, so my company can we can we can be compliant, and we can also see what the currents are going forward in the future.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Robert,
Uh,
and congratulations again.
Thank you, and I do want to say I really appreciate the scholarship committee. Um, they do pull the essays blind.
Yeah.
They don't know who I am.
Right.
They don't know what company I work for. They pull the essays. They read the essays, and then they just pick them out. And I am proud that they picked my
Great.
essay out.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.